Hello, mate. What's going on? And welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily show here on the channel, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on everything spoken about. But as always, more importantly, asking for yours. That's right. Today, we're trying to get sewn up the double Dutch situation. Jorel. Apparently not a Jorel, it's a Jorel Hato. A little bit more on him. We don't need to, perhaps a bit of stats. We can talk a little bit about the squad generally. We can audit what we've created. How good is it? Yeah? So there's the Netherlands players with the stats of Jorel Hato. We're going to look at some briefings from Chelsea regarding ISAK, Raheem, the Dream, Sterling, and indeed Benfica coming in for Joao Felix still. Deals are happening. We spoke just yesterday also about more opportunities for Christo Nkunku, not just Bayern Munich. I wonder if Man United have gone quiet now on that. But, indeed, the Toon, Newcastle United, and rather surprisingly, Nottingham Forest for Nkunku, which is nice for him to have options, nice for us to have options. You might be thinking, well, that's not high-profile landing destinations in the case of Forest. But, let's be real, it's the Premier League. That's where the money is, man. So, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a lovely video. It really is. Just come sit down, hang out with your old mate Jan. Thank you for dropping a like on the video. That's nice of you. Why not subscribe, hey? Why? Just join the fun. Road to 200,000. We're so close to 200,000, so I'll thank you for subscribing. Right, Romano, the big Italiano football giornalisto, I believe the term is. Benfica are going big on Joao Felix. They are working on a deal with Jorge Mendes and Chelsea. It depends on exit conditions, but the player is keen. Yes, of course, this would represent a homecoming for the Portuguese superstar. That got him his big move to Atletico Madrid in the first place for what was, at the time, I think the third biggest transfer fee of all time. Keeps progressively saying his words higher. It was very expensive. And though he's played for big clubs like Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, heck, Milan, big clubs, he's never really settled, and he's sort of lost his place in the Portuguese attack starting lineup. Kind of sad. I like Joao Felix. I kind of align myself to a degree with Matt Law in a couple of things. Firstly, tweeting the words boobs. You may have seen this today, which was quite funny. I think he, apparently there's a reason for it. But I made a great joke of saying that he mistook his ex post as Google image search. Drum kit falls over. What am I talking about? Joao Felix. Yes, I think he's he was okay for us. He went to Milan. It was an absolute disastrous loan. He scored in his debut a good goal, and then that was it. And the media ripped him apart, man. It was not good. It was bad. Right, but he's apparently still has the streets, and it's not just Benfica. Actually, a lot of clubs want Joao Felix. It's not just Benfica and Saudi. He's still a high-profile player that people are interested in. And again, remember, his wages aren't insane at Chelsea. He reduced his wages and signed a 6 or 7 year deal with Chelsea, which is kind of sad because I think he really wanted to play with us, but he wanted to make it work, but it didn't. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about. First of all, let's just quickly speak about Alexander Isak. I did do a video on this on the second channel. Oh, what's that second channel, Jan? Well, I'm pleased you asked. It's Football Yannick, and there's daily content on there as well. You can check it out if you're interested. Just YouTube search Football Yannick, Swap Therapy with Yannick, and it's me talking about non-Chelsea footballing stories. But yeah, many of you, almost certainly all of you, would have seen this story regarding Isak, and he wants to leave Newcastle. He wants to go to Liverpool. Despite them spending €95 million package on Ugo Ekitike, they want to spend a record fee on ISAK. Yes, it's horrible, it's sickening, it's worrying, and it's Liverpool's summer transfer window. There was a briefing, seemingly from Chelsea, that popped up on loads of feeds of different journalists that have inside knowledge from Chelsea. Chelsea are not working on ISAK and have no interest in proceeding despite reports. Chelsea are very happy on the strikers and they're focused on, Simmons and Joel Hato. This is coming from Romano, but other journalists said Chelsea do not appreciate having their name linked with strikers or players they're actively not working on. They see this as just ways of trying to, generate interest or whatever. Basically, Chelsea sort of put out a very firm, stop using our name. I'm trying to find a way to crowbar the Will Smith meme in. Take my goddamn club's name out your oh man. I wish I had some sound effects like wah, wah. Anyway, Chelsea don't want their good name being utilised with players they are not trying to purchase. And I get it, fair play. There was this, why don't we go for ISAK? Probably best available striker on the market. You'd have to say he'd be an amazing signing for whoever gets him, but he also wants incredibly high wages. Chelsea, again, I'll reiterate, the vibes are up. The vibes are up with Chelsea. The vibes are up with Delap. They really like him. Newcastle really wanted him. Lots of clubs wanted Delap. We've got him. Great. We've also got João Pedro, who looks really good. Jogo Benito, flicks and back heel assists and combinations and great goals as well in the Club World Cup. False 9, very much a false 9. Looks like a facilitator that can make Cole Palmer get back to his level. Great. The attack looks good. We can speak about Simmons as well in a second. And, we don't need a guy that's going to come and demand 3 times the wages of Palmer. Many of you Chelsea fans would be like, do it. Just do it. Get him in. And maybe if we were in another scenario, I'd be the same. But I feel like things are pretty good right now. And the harmony, the equilibrium in the Chelsea squad is up. So yeah, don't use our name and let them all deal with that, and let's just carry on focusing on us. Raheem Sterling. To be honest, I really wanted to speak about this because I was concerned. I really was. I was like, this is going to be the problem. This represents the problem. Not on Kunku as much, not Joao Felix as much. It's Raheem, the fever dream of a transfer scenario. Not bad. Choices. I've spoken about Turkey. Of course, Saudi's there. I don't think he wants either. Napoli. Antonio Conte. Coming in for those 30-plus Premier League players. Friggin' Kev's just gone over there as well. I think that'll be awesome. They're the current Scudetto holders. He could speak to De Bruyne, his old teammate. He could speak to... his old nemesis McTominay. But, did Raheem play with Gilmore crossover? There must have been a little bit, right? And they'd be like, yeah, come over here, Naples, mate, lovely, bring the family over. It's not that far from London, in the ultimate scheme of things, grand scheme of things. Chelsea have offered him to Napoli, and Conte is a way of getting big names and getting his employers, his clubs to spend a lot of money. But if he is desperate to stay in London, I have been saying this. If you watch me, you would have heard me saying, I said this yesterday on Goldberg's playback stream. Fulham, because Brentford are never going to have any money. Palace are never going to have any money. It's really Fulham. My mate, one of my closest mates supports Fulham, and I think they got the highest season ticket fee at the moment. Obviously, they got a rebuild. A beautiful place, the Cottage, to watch football. I've been a few times. Right by the river. It's a lovely place. Lovely little stadium. They've obviously rebuilt to develop that stand. It's got a swimming pool and stuff. So, it's a rich area as well. So, Fulham have got money. They've got money to spend. Nowhere near as much as anyone else. I did look up. I was thinking, do they even pay players 100k? Brentford's all going to be 20 to 50k or whatever. And I thought if any club in London that's not named Tottenham, Arsenal or Chelsea that's going to spend money, it's going to be Fulham. And then he gets to stay. I mean, I imagine he bought a house as soon as he moved from Man City back to London, because he wanted to come back to London. Tuchel wanted to bring him to Chelsea. I imagine he bought a house near Chelsea. Fulham, you don't have to move, mate. Your family can stay in the same place, but you will have to drastically reduce your wages. Now, I just kept saying Fulham. I did do some searching. Bert Leno's their highest paid player, the goalkeeper, of course, on £130,000 a week. And I was like, wow, okay. And they do have a few players between 90k and above. So Ben Jacobs posted this on X yesterday. Fulham are considering... no, I haven't set it up. That's really impressive of me. Fulham are considering an approach for Chelsea winger Raheem Sterling. Chelsea prefer a permanent exit, which would require Sterling to reduce his wage for Fulham to proceed. And of course, he's also been offered to Napoli this week as well, the aforementioned story. Well, look, he's on £300,000 a week. Let's just say, for the sake of it, he halves his wages to stay in Fulham, to stay in London, yeah? Let's just say he somehow agrees. He probably thinks, right, I want to keep playing in the Premier League. I want to stay in London for a few more years until my kids are like a little bit older. And then maybe we can go, when I'm in my early mid-30s, I'll go to Turkey, I'll go to Saudi, I'll just make some serious bank before I retire. Maybe he's thinking that, yeah? But his priority is to stay in London. I'm speculating, I'm theorising here. Then he says, right, for a 3-year period, so I think he's 30 to 33, I will half my wages to stay in London. Now, I'm not even suggesting Fulham are going to pay 150k. Let's just say, because he's a high-profile name, they somehow find a way to pay him the same as Bert Leno and go 130. Chelsea might subsidise a little bit of a transfer fee to make up that 20k a week difference. Bob's your Uncle Fanny's your aunt. I've just broken a permanent transfer for Raheem Sterling to Fulham. There you go. I should surely get a cut from Chelsea, a commission, for sorting that out. Right, we're going to speak Jarell Hato. I'm just going to quickly prepare the screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Here he is, Jarell Hato, the 19-year-old left-sided defender who we're looking to purchase. He wants to come to Chelsea. Apparently, personal terms have already been agreed. He wants to come to Chelsea. He's been left out of the games in pre-season. He is the real appropriate guy here. Not offensive, not attacking guy, not a dribbler by all accounts, but assisting, passing, aerials. As you can see, his heat map is really, really appropriate for a Mark Cucurella deputy. That is Cucurella's... In fact, let's find Cucurella's heat map. Hold on. Here we go. I've absolutely... Look, this... Mark Cucurella, yeah? This, Jarell Hato. Cucurella? Hato. Cucurella? Hato. Cucurella? Hato. So I've nailed it. He is the guy, right? Also, this is Jarell Hato. I wanted to show you what he's strong at is out of possession work. Is his... It is athletic stats. This is his out of possession. 98% alpha accelerations. He's 97th for sprints. He's good for sprinting difference. High speed, very, very fast. I mean, this is his juicy area. God, that could be taken out of context. His juicy area of his statistics and data juicy area. I'll need to stop saying that. But that's where, like, you know, the value can be found in his out of possession stats, which you'd have to say is, you know, Premier League value, isn't it? Right. You're a young player, you're deputising behind Cucurella. Can you work really hard to facilitate the rest of this young, brilliant attacking Chelsea team to do better? Yes. Are you positionally appropriate to deputise for Marc Cucurella, as a horrendous in song goes? Yes, he is. So, yeah. Boom, bop, bim, bop, boom, bop, bam. The kind of you wouldn't understand. I think it's a really appropriate signing. We're hearing multiple different conflicting reports in terms of fee. At first, it was like £35 million to like £55 million. If it gets done to 45 mil, I think superb, and I will take it. One final look at his scouting report strengths. It's all passes, basically. So if we're talking about, we just looked at the possession stuff, like the sprints and the athleticism. This is in possession. He's strong. It's passing. You won't necessarily get goals. You won't necessarily get assists. His defensive stats aren't that particularly great. But lest we you're not really seeing much of it there. But lest we forget. Yeah, he's playing for Ajax in the Eredivisie. So if there is a club in a league that's going to dominate possession and put you in a position where you don't do that much out-of-position defensive work, it will be Ajax in the Eredivisie. So there's all that to take into consideration there. So let's bring it home, shall we? This is not going to be such a Xavi Simons heavy video. We've got plenty of time for that. And I will, of course, cover that as and when news develops, which may well be today, so keep it locked. But let's just say, in our heads, we get both done. Yeah? We sign Xavi Simons and Uriel Hato. And I think we look pretty sweet, man. It really is the goalkeeper. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because we have made a lot of signings over a long, extended period of time because we made signings in that 10-day special window, and then we sort of sewn up Gittins very quickly afterwards. You know, Mahmoud Sarr and Dario Sugo arrived. Sarr's going back. Sugo's going to hang around. We've got a good squad. It's almost like because there's like 5 or 6 weeks left of the window, we're like, where's the dopamine hits going to come from? We're Chelsea. All we do is sign players. How are we going to... we'll be tweaking out. How are we going to survive these next few weeks without new transfers? Liverpool are still signing ISAK. What are we doing? But the truth is, we're pretty sweet. You know? The midfield is superb. It is. We've got friggin' Caicedo, the best midfielder in the world, it looks like at the moment. Enzo, leadership, productivity, goals and assists. Santos, this new, incredibly highly rated defensive / attacking midfielder. No one knows what he is. What he is ruddy good. We've still got Romeo Lavia. Ooh, the extra additional midfielder that makes Chelsea tick. No one's like Lavia. He's amazing defensive stats, but you know what? No one does the progressive line-breaking passes like Lavia. Lavia's the guy. He plays like Kovacic. He dribbles out of the press. He progresses the ball up by carries and passes. He's unique, different to the other guys. That's Lavia. So already, we got a Sugo. He's the backup to Caicedo, and people who know about Sugo say this guy could be an amazing CDM. We got midfielders coming out of our buttocks, mate, all over the gaff, do you know what I mean? And like defenders as well, if Uriel Hato comes, Levi's become superb. Badiashile, even though we're going to sell Disassi, apparently Badiashile will stay around for respectable rotational options as a left-sided defender. Tosin, great. Chalobah, great. Fofana, he's a favourite of mine. I know some of you don't agree with me, but I think I think his ceiling is unseeable. He could be so good if he stays fit. I hope he stays and we get him fit so he can demonstrate to the non-believers how good he is. And then right back, Gusto again. He's winning the hearts and minds back because Maresca played him in a role that is appropriate for him, which is a conventional and non-inverting right back. Reece James. I don't know why I'm just naming the squad to you, but defense good, midfield good, and attack good. Jackson stays great player. To rotate with João Pedro and Delap. If he goes, we'll make a lot of money on him, you know? Neto, Steval, freaking Tyreek George, Gittins, Simmons, Palmer. Amazing. I think we're in great shape. I do. Except for the goalkeeper. Now, I'm sorry. I think he has the capacity, and this is real talk. Rob Sanchez, I think he has the capacity to be very good at certain things. But I think he fluctuates too radically. He's too volatile. But I won't lose my mind if we start the season with him. We'll just learn once and for all. I think we already know. But we'll learn once and for all one way or another. Maybe Maresca has learned, right, we can play good with this goalkeeper. But we got to be playing in the channels more. We got to be doing this, that, and the other. And maybe we do. But I'm worried about both goalkeepers, man. I mean, Jorgensen's fine. I mean, he's fine, I guess. I guess he's fine. But I did see him drop some stinkers. But, yeah, outfield, I think we got sewn up. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comments. Thank you, as always, for liking and subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy. Road to 200,000 subscribers. Lots of people there. So thank you for subscribing. And similarly, road to 20,000 subscribers on Football Yannick. So if you enjoy my content, go and join the fun over there. You're most welcome. You really are. All right, enjoy the football. See you soon. Peace.